Hello. Hi everyone. How are you? Welcome to this session. Let's wait for about 2 or 3 minutes. Let everyone join in and then we start. Okay, let's wait for about 2 or 3 minutes. Let's wait for about 2 or 3 minutes. Let's wait for 2 or 3 minutes more. Go on, quickly join in, everyone. Let's wait for 2 more minutes. Let people join in. All right, let's wait another minute. Yep, or just 30 seconds more and we start off. Alright, welcome to Unacademy, India's largest online learning platform that provides you a world of courses, resources, content, and live and recorded sessions to help you in your preparation for the CA Foundation and Intermediate examination. Also, welcome to Crack CA Exams with Us, which is a vertical and channel of Unacademy that caters to the students of CA Foundation and Intermediate in their journey and pursuit of preparation for the CA Foundation and Intermediate examinations by providing top educators, quality content, and overall a great learning experience. So come, let's crack CA exams with Unacademy, India's largest online learning platform. Welcome to the session once again. Now, before we proceed, a brief introduction about the educator. That's me. Hello, I'm Prathik Gupta. I'm a Bachelor of Commerce from Christ College, Bangalore University. I'm an associate member of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, an associate member of the Institute of Cost Accountants of India, and an associate member of the Institute of Company Secretaries of India. I'm also a law graduate from Karnataka State Law University, and I'm currently a practicing chartered accountant. I'm also a visiting faculty for CA subjects and an educator for CA students both offline and online. Prior to starting on my own, I worked with SR Bartley Boy & Associates, that is the Indian member firm of Ernst & Young Global in the Audit and Assurance Department, and Ernst & Young India in the Mergers and Acquisitions Department. Hello Pritesh, how are you? Okay, I also worked with the Manipal Group in Bangalore and was the corporate controller of their Indian entity as well as their German subsidiary located in Frankfurt, Germany. It was only after I got back from Frankfurt, Germany that I decided to start something on my own, and that gave me an opportunity to also become an educator, which in turn has given me this opportunity today to take this session for you young, fine and enthusiastic CA aspirants. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, and I hope you find this session useful. Anytime during the course of this session, in case you have any questions, queries, observations or discussions to be made, please do not hesitate and drop in a line, and I will be more than happy to take it up for you, either for problem solving or for discussions. All right, thank you so much. And also you can look me up with my name, that is, just one second. Yeah, you can look me up by my name, Prathik Gupta, Prathikgupta on YouTube, and you will find all the sessions that I've taken on the YouTube channel of Unacademy, which will help the students of CA Foundation and Intermediate in their preparation for the CA Foundation and Intermediate examination. All right, so I hope you make use of them, and after going through them, in case you have any questions or queries, you can always get back to me and I will be more than happy to address those queries for you. Okay, so before we proceed, thank you Pritesh, thanks for the compliments. I hope you find the session useful, Pritesh. All right. All right. Now, like I told you, Unacademy caters to you through 3 platforms. One is YouTube, special class, and then we have the premium platform of Unacademy, which is the plus platform of Unacademy, which is a payment-based subscription model, more about which will be told to you in further. Now, today what you're attending is YouTube. Now, YouTube sessions are absolutely free of cost, but they provide you great lessons to help you in your preparation for the CA Foundation and Intermediate examination. Similarly, special classes are conducted on the Unacademy Learning App, which are also absolutely free of cost, but provide you immense value and resources for your preparation for the CA Foundation and Intermediate examinations. Now, let's talk about the premium platform of Unacademy, which is the plus platform of Unacademy, which is also a payment-based subscription model. Now, I strongly recommend you to encourage you to become part of the plus platform of Unacademy as soon as possible due to the following reasons. Firstly, it provides daily live classes where you get to chat with your educator, engage in discussions, ask your doubts and answer polls. All this while the class is going on. Yes, you heard it right. All this while the class is going on. You do not need to wait for another day. You do not need to wait for the end of the session. You do not need to wait for the end of the week or fix up an appointment with your educator to clear your doubts. You can do it then and there on real-time basis while the class is going on, and your educator will be happy to clear your doubts and discuss matters with you. It's as good as lifting your hands up in a live classroom and your educator answering your queries. The second reason why I recommend and encourage you to become part of the plus platform of Unacademy is because of the live tests and quizzes it conducts on a regular basis. which help to evaluate your preparation, and it also conducts various mock tests and quizzes to get detailed analysis of your performance. So now you might ask me, how does this evaluation and analysis help you in your preparation? Please remember, whenever you're preparing for a professional examination, you need to, from time to time, test or find out or evaluate what is your level of preparation, what is the preparation left, how much of preparation is yet to be done, and things like that. So basically, the Plus platform of Unacademy helps to break up your preparation in three parts. That is your strong areas, your not so strong areas, and your weak areas, so that whatever limited time for preparation you have, you can spend it accordingly on those three areas. In the sense, more time on your weak areas, a little lesser time on your not so strong areas, and less time on your strong areas, until a time when your weak areas and your not so strong areas eventually become your strong areas. Thereby, the Plus platform minimizes your wastage of time and maximizes your utilization of time. The third reason why I recommend and encourage you to become part of the Plus platform of Unacademy is because of the structured courses it provides. All the courses are structured and in line with your exam syllabus to help you best prepare for it, which simply means that all the Plus courses on the Plus platform are prepared keeping in mind your exam syllabus. And once you complete a Plus course, you can rest assured that you have completed the syllabus of your examination without missing out on any important or major points. The last and most importantly, the one subscription to the Plus platform of Unacademy gives you access to all the live and recorded courses to watch from the comfort of any of your devices, which simply means once you subscribe to the Plus platform of Unacademy, you get unlimited access to all the live and recorded special classes, and also all the live and recorded Plus courses that Unacademy has to offer you in your preparation for the CA Foundation and Intermediate examinations. Not only this, you can view these live and recorded sessions from any of your devices. That means your mobile phone, laptop, desktop, or tablet, as the case may be. And it is available to you 24/7, any time of the day, without any timing restrictions. Whenever you find the time to prepare for the examinations, you can just pull out your mobile phone, log into the Unacademy Learning App, and make use of all these resources that are available to you. And one more advantage is they are available to you at whichever location you want, whether you're at home, whether you're on a vacation, whether you're in your native place, whether you're coming back home from work, or you're traveling to work and you have some time, or you're just waiting for someone for a meeting and you have some time to prepare. You can pull out your mobile phone, log into the Unacademy Learning App, and make use of all the resources that are there to help you in your preparation for the CA Foundation and Intermediate examination. All you require is a good data plan and an internet connection, which all of us are blessed with today. So keeping these points out of the many other points, I request you and encourage you to become part of the Plus platform of Unacademy in order to enhance and accelerate your preparation for the CA Foundation and Intermediate course. All right. Now, like I told you about the special classes and the Plus courses, which are available on the Unacademy Learning App. For all of you who have downloaded the Unacademy Learning App and are using it, I thank you very much. And I request your support in the future as well. And for those of you who have not yet downloaded it, I request you to go to the Play Store on your mobile phone, download the Unacademy Learning App, put in your mobile number, where you will get an OTP. Using the OTP, you can register on the Unacademy Learning App. It's as simple as this, with no major complications or no problems at all. And any problems you're facing, you can always chat with the concerned person who can help you out. Now, what do you get once you log in and register on the Unacademy Learning App? You get access to all the live and recorded special classes that Unacademy has to offer to you to help you in your preparation for the CA Foundation and Intermediate examinations. And it gives you access to all the live and recorded Plus courses that Unacademy has to offer to you in order to accelerate and enhance your preparation for the CA Foundation and Intermediate examination. So keeping these things in mind, I request you to all download the Unacademy Learning App, make use of the resources on it, and help the people around you to become aware of the Unacademy Learning App, and also help them register on it using their mobile numbers and OTP, so that they too can use the resources in their preparation for the CA Foundation and Intermediate examination. Okay. Now, like I told you, the Plus platform of Unacademy is a payment-based subscription model which has various subscription packages. The CA Foundation and Intermediate subscription packages provided by the Plus platform of Unacademy are as follows. The packages provided are for 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, and 24 months. The 1 month package normally costs about 3,500. The 3 month package costs about 8,750. The 6 month package costs about 14,000 rupees. The 12 month package costs about 17,500. And the 24 months package costs about 21,000 rupees. Now, before you make please remember this is the listed price. Before you make the payment of the package of your choices, please do not forget to use the code Prathik, Prathik, that's me, to get a discount of 10% on the above listed price. I repeat, please do not forget to use the code Prathik, Prathik, to get a discount of 10% on the above listed price. So the after discount price of the above packages are as follows. The 1 month package will cost you rupees 3150. The 3 months package will cost you rupees 7875. The 6 month package will cost you rupees 12,600. The 12 months package will cost you rupees 15,750, and the 24 months package will cost you rupees 18,900. So you see immediately you've got a 10% savings when you've used my code Pratik. Now, I personally would recommend you to start off with the 12 months package because of two reasons. Firstly, it is cost effective. If you compare the cost with the 1 month cost, you will see that there are major cost savings almost immediately. And secondly, and most importantly, since the CA Foundation and Intermediate courses are provided in one subscription, a 12-month package will be highly beneficial to you because you're getting both the courses, the duration of both the courses in one package, that is your CA Foundation and Intermediate. And normally it takes about a year's time for you to prepare and clear the CA Foundation and Intermediate examination. So if you're getting both these courses in one package at a very cost-effective price, I think that's a very good deal. Okay, but having said this, you are free to choose the package of your choice. But before making the payment, please do not forget to use the code Pratik to get an instant discount of 10% on the above listed price. You can also use the no-cost EMI option available for 6 months, 12 months, and 24 months packages, just in case you do not wish to make the entire payment at once. The payment option available to you are internet banking, debit card, credit card, and also all the coins that you've accumulated while watching the special classes can be redeemed when you make the payment for your Plus subscription. All right, please take about a minute, go through this, and then we proceed. Any questions, please ask me. Take about a minute. Take about a minute. Any questions, please ask. Okay, so like I told you, the Unacademy Learning App gives you access to all the live and recorded special classes. Here are snapshots of the many special classes that I've conducted on the Unacademy Learning App, which are there for your perusal and at your disposal to make use of in your preparation for the CA Foundation and Intermediate courses. The special classes are on revision test paper, Sale of Goods Act, Indian Contracts Act, the Companies Act, partnership accounts, accounts of NPOs, final accounts, and many more, which are there, which you can make use of in your preparation for the CA Foundation and Intermediate examination. Here are also a few of the links to few of the many special classes that I've conducted on the Unacademy Learning App. You can either click on these links or copy and paste these links on your browser to get access to directly to the special classes on the Unacademy Learning App. The special classes are on Indian Contracts Act, Sale of Goods Act, Indian Partnership Act, Limited Liability Partnership Act, Companies Act, Basics of Communication, Accounting Concepts, and revision test papers, among many others. All right, so please make use of these special classes for your preparations, and let me know in case you have any questions or doubts. Please take a minute, go through this, and then we proceed. Any questions, please ask. Any questions, please ask. Any questions? Okay, now let's start off with the discussion on revision test papers, May 2020 business laws. Now, how we will do it is I will read the question, explain the answer to you, and then give you about 3 or 4 minutes to go through it. And let me know in case you have any questions or doubts. All right, so let's start off. Question number 1. Explain the type of contracts in the following agreements under the Indian Contracts Act 1872. First one, a coolie in uniform picks up a luggage of A to be carried out of the railway station without being asked by A, and A allows him to do so. 2. Obligation of finder of lost goods or to return them to the true owner. 3. A contracts with B, which is the owner of a factory, for supply of 10 tons of sugar, but before the contract is effected, the fire caught in the factory and everything was destroyed. So we need to see what are the types of contracts in the following cases. First one, a coolie in uniform picks up the luggage of A to be carried out in the railway station without being asked by A, and A allows him to do so. Obligation of finder of lost goods to return them to the true owner. A contracts with B, owner of the factory, for supply of 10 tons of sugar, but just before the supply is effected, the fire caught in the factory and everything was destroyed. All right, so these are 3 situations. You need to tell me what are the types of contracts. Please take about 2 or 3 minutes. Brainstorm, think about it, give me the answer, and then we will discuss the answer. Okay, think about it, take 2 or 3 minutes. Yeah, take 2 or 3 minutes. Try figuring it out, give me the answer. Yes, Mukesh, which one? First one? First one is an implied contract. Okay, what about the second and third? Okay, Mukesh, the second is quasi contract. What about third one? A void contract. Okay, so Mukesh has given his answers. What about the others? Quickly give me your answers. Take 2 more minutes. Yes? Give me the answers. अच्छा मानिक बताइए, चलिए आंसर बताइए आप। ये 3 सिचुएशंस हैं जिसमें आपको कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स बताने हैं, किस टाइप के कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स हैं, पढ़ के बताइए जल्दी से। हम्म। ठीक। अब मानिक आप कहां से फाइंड आउट करेंगे, आप सोच के बताएंगे ना मुझे। मुकेश आप भी। चलिए 1 मिनट और लीजिए, फिर हम आंसर देखते हैं। ठीक है। चलिए जस्ट अनदर मिनट एंड देन वी लुक एट द आंसर। चलिए लेट्स लुक एट द आंसर्स। फर्स्ट वन इज एन implied contract. मुकेश सही कहा आपने. It is an implied contract and A must pay for the services of the coolie. Now why? What are implied contracts? Implied contracts come into existence by implication. Most often the implication is by law and or by action. Section 9 of the Indian Contracts Act 1872 contemplates such implied contracts when it lays down that in so far as such proposal or acceptance is made otherwise than in word, the promise is said to be implied. Okay, so basically implied contract simply means that these are not made in words, but it is made by action. So in the current case, when the coolie lifted the luggage of A, if A did not want him to lift the luggage, he should have told him then and there that don't lift my luggage. But he did not tell him anything but allowed him to lift the luggage. That means it was an implied contract and A will have to pay for the services of the coolie. All right, so that is the first one. Now, on the second, obligation of finder of lost goods to return them to the true owner cannot be said to arise out of a contract, even it is in remote sense, as there is neither an offer nor an acceptance nor consent. These are said to be quasi contracts. जी मुकेश आपने फिर correct कहा. These are said to be quasi contracts. Quasi contract is not an actual contract, but it resembles a contract. It is created by law under certain circumstances. The law creates and enforces legal rights and obligations when no real contract exists. Such obligations are known as quasi contracts. In other words, it is a contract in which there is no intention on of either party to make a contract, but the law imposes contract. So like the definition says, a quasi contract is not made by two people, it is imposed by law. Okay, so there is no offer, acceptance or consent, but due to the obligations of the people, it becomes a contract. So similarly, if a person who has found lost goods, it becomes a quasi contract, because then it becomes his responsibility to find the owner and make reasonable efforts to return the goods to him. Okay, so that way it is a contract, and until he returns it to him, he has to take care of the goods like those goods belong to him. Third one, the above contract is a void contract. Yes, Mukesh, you're right again. Void contract, section 2J of the Act states as follows: a contract which ceases to be enforceable by law becomes void when it ceases to be enforceable. Thus, a void contract is one which cannot be enforced by court of law. Now, in the third case, why it cannot be enforced? Because before the contract happened, the factory caught fire and everything was destroyed. So, it is not practically possible to perform the contract, and that's why it becomes a void contract. Okay, clear? Please take about 2 or 3 minutes, go through this. Any questions, please ask me, and then we proceed. Take 2 or 3 minutes. Read it. Any questions, please ask me, and then we proceed. Okay, take 2 or 3 minutes. Any questions, please ask. Any questions, please ask. Take another 2 minutes. Okay, Mukesh, what about the others? Yeah, let's wait another minute. All right, can we move ahead? Yes? All right, let's go to question number 2. Only a person who is a party to a contract can sue on it. Explain this statement and describe its exceptions, if any. Okay, so the next question is, only a person who is a party to a contract can sue on it. Explain the statement and describe its exceptions, if any. Okay, so let's look at the answer. Though under the Indian Contracts Act 1872, the consideration for an agreement may proceed from a third party, the third party cannot sue on a contract. So as per the Indian Contracts Act 1872, they can be a stranger to a consideration, but they cannot be a stranger to a contract. That means a third party can pay the consideration in a contract, but he cannot sue on a contract. Only a person who is party to a contract can sue on it. Thus, the concept of stranger to consideration is valid and is different from a stranger to a contract. The aforesaid rule that stranger to a contract cannot sue is known as doctrine of privity of contract. Okay, so as per the doctrine of privity of contract, a stranger to a contract cannot sue to a contract. Okay, cannot sue on a contract. Is however subject to certain exceptions. In other words, even a stranger to a contract may enforce a claim in the following cases. Okay, so now looking at the first part of it, please remember, as per the Indian Contracts Act 1872, there can be a stranger to a consideration, but they cannot be a stranger to a contract, and that is known as the doctrine of privity of contract. But however, in certain cases, a stranger can be a party to a contract, which are as follows. Okay, Ji Mukesh, why are you worried about law paper? Kya hua? Why are you worried about the law paper? Okay, so what are the cases? In the case of a trust, a beneficiary can enforce his right under the trust, though he was not party to the contract between a settler and a trustee. So whenever a trust is created, the beneficiary in that trust can enforce his right under the trust, though he was not a party to the contract when the settler and the trustee. So that means whenever a trust was created, he was not a contract between the trustee and the subject matter of the trust, but the beneficiary can still enforce his right. So here he is a stranger to a contract, but still he can enforce his right. So that's the first exception. In the second exception, in the case of family settlement, if the terms of the settlement are reduced into writing, the members of the family who originally had not been parties to the settlement may enforce the agreement. So whenever there is a settlement happening in a family property, so even though when the settlement, if the settlement is reduced in writing, if it is in writing, then even though the members of the family who originally were not parties to the settlement may enforce the agreement. Okay, so there again, they are strangers to the agreement, but still they can enforce their right. In the third case, in the case of certain marriage contracts, a female member can enforce a provision for marriage expenses made on partition of the Hindu undivided family. Alright, now so Hindu undivided family, every person, every male member becomes a member of the Hindu undivided family. So in certain marriage contracts, a female member of Hindu undivided family can enforce a provision for marriage expenses made on the partition of Hindu undivided family. Okay? Please take about 2 or 3 minutes, go through this, and then we proceed. Any questions? Please ask me. Take 2 or 3 minutes. Any questions? Please ask. Any questions? Please ask. Take about 2 more minutes. Okay. Let's wait for the others. Take another minute. Any questions? Please ask. Okay, the fourth case, in the case of assignment of a contract, when the benefit under the contract has been assigned, the assignee can enforce a contract. So whenever the contract has been assigned to someone else, okay, whatever the benefit was there under the contract, the person to whom it has been assigned can enforce the contract even though he was not party to the original contract. Acknowledgement or estoppel, where the promisor by his conduct acknowledges himself as an agent of a third party, it would result in binding obligation towards a third party. Okay, then in case of a covenant running with the land, the person who purchases the land with notice that the owner of the land is bound by certain duties affecting the land, the covenant affecting the land may be enforced by the successor of the seller. Now, whenever a person purchases a land and that land is subject to certain conditions or restrictions, and a person who purchases the land, then he will also have to follow those restrictions even though he was not party to those restrictions originally. And lastly, contracts entered through an agent. The principal can enforce the contracts entered by his agent where the agent has acted within the scope of his authority and in the name of the principal. So whenever the contracts have been enforced or conducted by your agent, the principal can enforce those contracts. So these are the 7 exceptions to the rule that a stranger cannot sue on a contract. All right, please take 2 minutes, go through this. Any questions, please ask. Take 2 minutes. Any questions, please ask. Take another minute. Any questions, please ask. Any questions, please ask. Point number 6, Mukesh. Okay. See, in case of a covenant, okay, Mukesh has a question. In case of a covenant running with the land, the person who purchases the land with notice that the owner of the land is bound by certain duties affecting land, the covenant affecting the land may be enforced by the successor of the seller. Okay, now let's take an example. Let's say there is a piece of land, okay, which is owned by A. A owns a piece of land, and as per the current agreement of A with the let's say A owns the land, and there is a condition that the one small piece of the land A has to give to his son when his son becomes grows big, okay, when he becomes a major or something. Now, along with this covenant, so that is called a covenant or a condition, okay. So along with that condition, A sells that land to B. So B buys the land with the subject to that condition that one piece of land has to be given to A's son when he becomes a major. So once A's son becomes a major, he can exercise that covenant, even though he was not party to that. Alright, so covenant means any restriction. So the covenant affecting the land may be enforced by the successor of the seller, that is his son, when he becomes a major. Are you clear, Mukesh? Any questions? Mukesh, any questions? Okay, take another minute or so, finish this, and then we proceed. Okay, clear, Mukesh? Any other questions? Okay, let's wait another minute and then we proceed. Any questions? All right. Let's go to the next one. Question number 3. All right. Okay. Explain the circumstances in which the person is deemed to be in position to dominate the will of another person under the Contracts Act 1872. Okay. Explain the circumstances in which the person is deemed to be in a position to dominate the will of another person under the Indian Contracts Act 1872. Okay, so that's the question. So let's look at the answer. A position to dominate the will. A person is deemed to be in a position in the following circumstances. Point number A. Real and apparent authority. Okay. Where a person holds the real authority over the other, as in the case of a master and servant, doctor and patient. Okay, so now first is when a person holds a real and apparent authority. So real and apparent authority is when the person holds a position of authority over the other. That means it could be either be a master and servant, doctor and patient. Okay, so that's your first case. Second one, fiduciary relationship, where the relationship of trust and confidence exists between the parties to a contract. Such type of relationship exists between father and son, solicitor and client, husband and wife, creditor and debtor. Okay, so this is basically a relationship of trust. So that kind of a relationship is between a father and son, solicitor and doctor, husband and wife, creditor and debtor. Mental distress. An undue influence can be used against a person to get his consent under a contract where the mental capacity of the person is temporarily or permanently affected by the reason of mental or bodily distress, illness, or of old age. Okay, so whenever a person is undergoing any mental distress, and yes, teacher and student as well. So whenever the person is going through any mental distress or is temporarily or permanently uh, not able, is not in his mental capacity, at that time a person can take undue influence of that person. And the fourth reason is unconsolable bargains. Okay, where one of the parties to a contract is in a position to dominate the will of the other and the contract is apparently unfair. It is presumed by law that consent must have been obtained by undue influence. Unconsensual bargains are witnessed mostly in money lending transactions and in gifts. Okay, so these are the four situations in which a person can dominate the other person. Okay, please take about 2 or 3 minutes, go through this, and then we proceed. Any questions, please ask. Take about 2 or 3 minutes. Any questions, please ask. Take about 2 or 3 minutes and then we proceed. Okay, any questions, please ask. Take 2 more minutes. May 2020. Okay. Any questions, please ask. Take about 2 more minutes. Any questions, please ask. Let me know once you're done, please. All right. Any questions? Yes. Any questions? Let me know once you're done. Yes, Mukesh, you can write the answers in your own words, but you need to understand the concept. If the concept is clear, you can write it in your own words. You do not need to write it word to word. Okay? You can write in your own words. Absolutely. All right? Yes, any questions? Anyone? Okay, let's move on to the next question. What is a wagering agreement? Describe the transactions which resembles the wagering transactions but are not void. Okay, so the question is, why, Mukesh? What's the problem? What is the problem you're facing? Tell me. Let me see if I can help you out. Tell me. Okay, so let's continue with this question. What is a wagering agreement? And describe the transactions which resembles with wagering agreements, wagering transactions, but are not void. Okay, let's look at the answer. Wagering agreement, Section 30 of the Indian Contract Act 1872. An agreement by way of a wager is void. Wager means betting, basically. Okay. Uh, it is an agreement involving payment of a sum of money upon the determination of an uncertain event. The essence of a wager in that each side should stand to win or lose depending on the way an uncertain event takes place, in reference to which the chance is taken and in occurrence of which neither of the party has legitimate interest. So basically, a wagering agreement is something. Just one second, Mukesh, I'll just get back to you. A wagering agreement is something which is based on chance. Okay, where either one party wins and the other party loses, and the event on which one party loses, the agreement is not a wager. Now, if A and B enter into a contract where A says I'll pay you 50,000 if it rains, and B says I'll pay you 50,000 if it doesn't rain. Now, do they have any control on that transaction? No, there is no control on raining, right? So basically, both of them have no real interest in the matter or the topic. So it's a wager. But if any of the parties have control over the other, over the event, then it is not a wagering agreement. Okay, so transactions resembling with wagering transaction but not wagering transactions are void. Okay, transactions resembling with wagering transactions but are not void are: first is chit fund. Chit fund does not come within the scope of wager, section 30. In case of a chit fund, a certain number of persons decide to contribute a certain fixed sum of money for a specified period, and at the end of the month, the amount so contributed is paid to the lucky winner of a lucky draw. So that's how chit fund works, and chit fund is not a wager. Please take about 3 or 4 minutes, go through this, and then we proceed. Okay? Please take about 3 or 4 minutes and then we proceed. Mukesh, just give me a minute. I'll come back to you. Take about 3 or 4 minutes, go through this. Any questions, please ask me. Any questions? Please ask me. Take another 2 or 3 minutes. Any questions? Take another 2 minutes. Any questions? Please ask. Yes, take another 2 minutes. Any questions? Please ask me. Go through this. I'm giving you time to go through this, understand it, and ask me any questions. Any questions? Please ask. Okay, that's okay. We'll proceed. Yeah, but before that, Mukesh, yes, आपने क्या कहा था? Okay, so you're from a Hindi medium, but English is not good. But I think your English is pretty good, or at least whatever messages I can read, आप अच्छा बोल रहे हैं. So don't worry about it. Just try to answer clearly. Just make it very clear on whatever you're trying to answer and keep the concepts clear. तो आपका आंसर हो जाएगा. I don't think it should be such a big problem, Mukesh. ठीक है? All right, let's proceed. Now, second one is commercial transactions or share market transactions. Now, in these transactions in which delivery of goods or shares is intended to be given or taken, do not amount to wagers. Okay, so commercial transactions or share market transactions are not wagering transactions. Third, games of skill and athletic competition, crossword puzzle, picture competitions, and athletic competition where prizes are awarded on the basis of skill and intelligence are the games of skill, and hence competitions are valid. According to the Prize Competition Act 1955, prize competition in games of skill are not wagers, provided the prize money does not exceed rupees 1000. So, in case there is any crossword puzzles, picture competitions, athletic competitions where it is involvement of skill and intelligence, those are not wagering transactions. A contract of insurance is a type of contingent contract and is valid under law, and these contracts are different from wagering contracts. So insurance contract is specifically taken out from the wagering contract, and it is not in the nature of wagering agreements. Okay, please take 2 minutes, go through this. Any questions, please ask. Any questions, please ask. Take 2 minutes. Any questions, please ask. Mukesh, basically I'm from Haryana, but I'm in Bangalore right now. Basically belong to Haryana, but from right now in Bangalore. What about you? Okay, any questions, please ask. Oh, nice. Nice. All right. Take another minute. Any questions, please ask me. Any questions? All right. Let's wait for 30 more seconds and then we proceed. All right. Shall we proceed? Okay, now question number 5. The basic rule is that a promiser must perform exactly what he has promised to perform. Explain stating the obligations of the parties to contract. So the question is, the basic rule is that the promiser must perform exactly what he has promised to perform. Explain stating the obligations of the parties to contracts. Let's look at the answer. How come, Mukesh? What made you think so? What made you think so? Okay, so obligations of parties to contract, section 37 of the Indian Contracts Act 1872. The parties to a contract must either perform or offer to perform their respective promises unless such performance is dispensed with or excused under the provisions of the Contract Act or any other law. So in a contract, whenever... No, there are Guptas in Haryana as well, Mukesh. Haryana mein bhi Gupta hote hain. Okay, yeah. So see, whenever a person makes a promise in a contract, he has to perform his contract or offer to perform his contract unless and until the performance of his contract promise is dispensed with. That means the person to whom the promise is made says, no need, I don't want your promise, or excused under the provisions of the Companies Act or any other law. Promises bind the representatives of the promiser in the case of a death of such promiser before performance, unless a contrary intention appears from the contract. So in case the person who makes the promise dies, then his legal representatives are supposed to fulfill the promise. First example, a promiser, A promises to deliver goods to B on a certain day on payment of rupees 1 lakh. A dies before that day. A's representatives are bound to deliver the goods to B, and B is bound to pay rupees 1 lakh to A's representatives. Okay, so this was the first example. Okay, A promises to deliver goods to B on a certain day on payment of rupees 1 lakh. A dies before this day, so A's representatives are bound to deliver the goods to B, and B is bound to pay rupees 1 lakh to A's representatives. Okay, so that's about performance of a promise. Example 2, A promises to paint a picture for B by a certain day at a certain price. A dies before that day, the contract cannot be enforced either by A's representative or by B because it involves use of personal skill. Now A enters into a contract with B and tells him that I will paint A will paint a picture of B on a certain day, but before that day comes, A passes away. So A's representatives cannot be forced to complete the promise because it involves a use of personal skill. Okay? Yes, please take about 2 or 3 minutes, go through this, and then we proceed. Any questions, please ask. Any questions, please ask. Take 2 or 3 minutes, go through this. Any questions, please ask. Take another minute or so. Any questions, please ask me. Any questions? Any questions, please ask. Let me know once you're done. Any questions? Okay, let's move to the next one. What do you mean by quantum merit? And state the cases where the claim for quantum merit arises. Okay, so your question is, what do you mean by quantum merit? And state the cases where the claim for quantum merit arises. Answer. Quantum merit, where one person has rendered service to another in circumstances which indicate an understanding between them that it has to be paid for, although no particular remuneration has been fixed. The law will infer a promise to pay. Quantum merit, that is, as much as the party doing the service has deserved. It covers a case where the party injured by breach had at time of breach done part but not all of the work which he is bound to do under the contract and seeks to be compensated for the value of the work done. For the application of this doctrine, two conditions must be fulfilled. First one, it is available only if the original contract has been discharged. The claim must be brought by a party not in default. Okay, now see, a quantum merit simply means when there are two parties to a contract and one of the party breaches the contract, okay, and says, no, I'm not performing my side of the promise, so do whatever you want. So the other party who has performed his side of the promise, till whatever extent they have performed the promise, they need to be reimbursed or paid or remunerated. Okay, so that's what quantum merit means. Quantum merit means as much as the work is done. So the two conditions for the application of this doctrine are as follows. It is only available if the original contract has been discharged. Discharge means by a breach, and the claim must be brought by a party not in default. So the party which has not defaulted should bring about this claim. The object of allowing a claim on quantum merit is to compensate the party of a person for the value of work which has been done. Damages are compensatory in nature, while quantum merit is restitutory. It is but reasonable compensation awarded on implication of a contract to remunerate. So it simply means whatever work the person has done, for so much of the work, he should be compensated. All right, please take about 2 or 3 minutes, go through this, and then we proceed. Any questions, please ask. Okay, any questions, please ask. Take 2 or 3 minutes. Any questions, please ask. Take about 2 more minutes. Yes, any questions? Any questions, please ask. Any questions, please ask. Yes, can we proceed? Okay, in case you have no questions, I think we will stop with this question and we will continue at 7:30 p.m. today. Okay, so we will stop here and continue at 7:30 p.m. Thank you so much for being a wonderful audience, and I will see you at 7:30. Thank you.